Hi. My name is Frank Fitzpatrick. I live in Cranston. After I finish tonight, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me, and I'll leave my phone number and the copy that I leave over there with you guys too. So, a man raped me in 1962 when I was 12. Because of the emotional pain from this event, I did not begin to deal with what happened to me and its effects on my life until 27 years later when I was 39. Until then, I was full of shame, fear, and even guilt. I figure I had to have done something wrong for him to have abused me. Even at age 39, I had to fight against the fear of what people would think of me if knowledge of my being raped were to come out. Would people think there had been something wrong with me? Would they think now that I was a liar because I had waited so long? Because of my continuing fears and shame, I still did not go to the police at first. I tried to locate acquaintances from my elementary school, hoping that maybe one of them would have seen changes in me when the sexual abuse had happened. At the same time, I worked to locate the perpetrator. When I did call a former friend and confided in him, he in turn opened up to me. Peter Calderon told me that Father Porter had also sexually abused him and many other children. He told me some names, but said not to say it came from him. It took me a while to reach some of the other people. They too were afraid and ashamed. So many years later. At first, no one would go with me to the police. When we did, the first thing the district attorney's people told us was that the statute of limitations had expired a long time ago. Next, a group of us contacted an attorney for a civil suit against Porter and the Catholic Church with the same result. The statute of limitations prevented us from taking any action whatsoever. Though the church had transferred Father Porter from parish to parish, with full knowledge of his sick crimes against children at each place, we could do nothing. Before going to the police, I had placed an ad in the Attleboro Sun that read, "Remember Father Porter? Write to Frank Fitzpatrick," and I gave a P.O. box that I had gotten. A fellow rape victim, a man from New Bedford, sent me a detailed letter of what had happened to him. I tried to place the same ad in the New Bedford newspaper, but they wouldn't allow it, innocuous as the words were. I then asked for a reporter and told him everything I knew, but he wouldn't write the story. It seemed that crimes and cover-ups would remain hidden, no matter how evil. And that's what we're fighting, evil. All that did change for us a few years later when there was a media explosion, then criminal prosecution, and a civil settlement for over 100 of us survivors of Father James Porter from across the country. He had abused children everywhere he went. The statute of limitations had not changed. Instead, the intense, nonstop publicity from the news people pressured the church to take us seriously. 25 survivors of Father Porter went public. The criminal prosecution of Porter in Massachusetts by almost 30 people, I had found a special provision that allowed it to happen because Porter had left the state. I had to find that in the statutes for the district attorney's office. It's too complicated to go into all the details here. There's a lot more. We were lucky. Victims of childhood sexual assault should not have to be lucky to get a measure of justice. But that is the way things stand for childhood sexual abuse survivors in Rhode Island. Please change that by voting to pass House Bill 5171, extending the statute of limitations. Let justice be done, and criminals and their aiders and abettors stopped. Okay.